Carentan, one of the towns the Undead first liberated during the battle for Normandy, and one of the several towns people will remember because they had one episode in Band of Brothers, and it did an entire episode on that specific episode in the series comparing it with the real town today. That video was immensely popular and people have been asking me if I could look at some games, like Hell Let Loose or Call of Duty. Because people requested I especially look at Call of Duty, I will in this video. I will probably look at Hell Let Loose soon, because they completely nailed it on the head with that game and the entire map looks to be modeled after the town in real life. First up, I want to say I'm recording this when there is a storm going on, and there will probably be some background noise. For those who wanted to know why I did not upload for 2 months, I was actually busy with videos on my second channel, which will see a video every week now for the upcoming months, starting with the Broom Bar and Jagdpanzer 38 footage. And this is not the standard footage you see every day, this is all new footage. So head over there and see if you can get the channel to 20k subs. I will be uploading of course more historical videos to this channel, but these take of course more time to make. But let's go on with the video. For those who don't know, Carentan is a multiplayer map in one of the first Call of Duty games. It would also return in Call of Duty United Offensive, Call of Duty 2 and in 2017 Call of Duty World War II. This map stems from a time Call of Duty actually made great maps, and it was and is still a popular map today. They even reused it for the zombie map Infection in Black Ops 3. But I don't think there is anybody that can remember that Call of Duty actually was good at one point. Because now it's a shadow from its former self. And to make matters worse, if you want to play this actual good map, you need to buy it. In a season pass that's still today somewhere around 50 euros for a game that was already 60 euros to begin with. And back in the day it would have come with the normal base game and none of this DLC nonsense.
Okay, Grandpa, we'll be sure to keep that in mind.
The new map seems to still have the same layout with the 3 basic ways you can move through the map, through the middle and from the sides, and at first look it doesn't seem they changed a lot, but this can be deceiving. What looks like small changes like replacing small cover like boxes for bigger vehicles can affect the game greatly. You will see a lot of vehicles and tanks added to it, of course not for driving, they're just static. But these vehicles seem to have been placed on certain spots to block the original line of sight, making the map more compact. This will change the flow of the map and the way you play it. And that's also what I found so terrible with these new modern game maps. They all feel too compact and claustrophobic and everything needs to be overly packed with too much stuff. So maybe these new game developers need to think about less is more. But still, this old map translated great into the newer age. Even though it's actually made worse, I still enjoyed playing it. I find the history around this area of Carentan fascinating and I will probably do a lot more videos about it. But because I already did an entire video about Carentan and talked about the history there, I will be keeping it short in this video. The actual objective for Carentan was to link up the Oma and Utah beachheads. Because if the Germans were still in control of Carentan, this would have been impossible because the town was an important crossroad heading to the south. The town was defended by the leftovers from a German Fallschirmjäger group commanded by Friedrich von den Heide, because most of the German forces had retreated. In my last video some people in the comments seemed to think this still meant there was an immense force protecting the town with a lot of 88mm guns and German tanks, and that the Band of Brothers episode and my video was incorrect. But they simply don't understand dates. Because before June 12 there still was a lot of German equipment in this area. They are correct about that. But the military term D-Day +6, which simply means 6 days after D-Day, is stated in the beginning of the episode, So that means, yes, it's June 12.
This is 1 and this is 2. It's called math.
So what you see in Band of Brothers is correct. And that's also the time period the Call of Duty map seems to be based on. The attack on the town on the right flank to the north along the Dove River would be led by Robert Cole of the 502nd. Another group would take the high ground southwest of the town, also called Hill 30. 506 with Winters would take the CD 903 road into town, and a smaller force would take the main road, the N171. Some of the remaining Volksjäger had set up an MC42 in the cafe building. In the multiplayer map you will spawn on the site of the so-called Café de Normandie. You see the same cafe in Band of Brothers. But in reality there never was a Café de Normandie. And it's not even clear if there ever was a cafe in the first place. But some sources say there was a cafe named La Trois. But for the series they just made the name up and have a clear goal for the audience. And they just simply copy-pasted that into the game. And that's a common thing in this map. A lot of it is just a copy of the series episode. Also in the way the map is set up, you will almost never ever Germans shoot at you from that cafe. Because the map is too small, and from that building the enemy would be able to look into the allied spawn point. Of course the town in real life is much bigger than in the game, and it has to do with limitations at the time and the overall design of multiplayer maps, which were very small. The game developers did not design a map with the real town in mind, and it looks like they decided with the popularity of Band of Brothers at the time to model the town map after the series episode. So you can easily compare the map you see in the game with the actual set of the series. You even got the chicken coop, the arches and the cafe you see in the series at almost the same spot. Of course in real life this main street is much longer and it would eventually lead you to the rail crossing. In the map this will instantly lead you to the town center and you get the archway you see in the series, and of course this archway was modeled after a real thing which can be found in the town today. In the new version of the map they added more detail and some backgrounds. All this was done to make the map feel somewhat bigger. Because now you can see the church in the background, and of course that doesn't really match up with anything in real life though, because the church is located all the way on the other side of town. During the battle this is where Winters and Sergeant Randleman fire on retreating Germans. You can also see the World War I monument, which doesn't look anything like the real thing, but at least they tried. So to give my last 2 cents on this map and to wrap up this video, I think this was a product of its time and is just a lazy copy paste of that one episode of Band of Brothers. But even so, that's also the factor in this map's popularity. Forget about the great design, because this map is set behind great stories. Stories you can recognize in some of the buildings. Stories once told by a band of brothers. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to look at another map in the Call of Duty series of multiplayer maps. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to support the channel, have a look at my Patreon or think about buying me a coffee. I will see you in the next one.
Carentan!